Dippy dippy dip 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 doo. Yes. Hello. Hello out there in internet land. It is once again time for us all to join together across the World Wide Web. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I really hope so. Are you happy? Are you happy? Well, are you happy? I really hope so. Here we go again. It's a Wednesday night. I don't know about you, but these weeks are going by so quickly. We are already into the first week of April. I can't believe it. In fact, last week I kept saying that it was still March, even though April had just arrived. So at the weekend I still thought it was March, even though now we are 4 days into April. Anyway, I hope you are okay. I hope you can see me okay. I hope you can hear me. And I am keeping my fingers crossed that we don't have any technical problems tonight, because last week we had a few problems. Can I just say that today there has been a new update available on my encoder, the thing that allows this live stream to work. And all I'm going to say is I've decided not to install the update. I've actually installed an older version, a very old version of the encoder. So hopefully tonight it will work okay. I'm really hoping there won't be any technical issues. So I hope you can hear me okay. The live chat, of course, is up and running. It wouldn't be live English without the live chat. So let's have a look and see who is on. Oh, look at this. Pedro is first on the live chat. Hello, Pedro. Nice to see you. Also, Mohammed. Hello to you as well. And Mr. Duncan, you are coming too early. Too early. No, I'm not too early. It's just after 10 o'clock at night here in the UK. I am right on time. In fact, I think I am completely, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, on time tonight. So I have no doubts about that whatsoever. Alex is here. Hi, Mr. Duncan. I was waiting for you. More than the Champions League. Oh, I have a feeling that Alex is a fan of football. Also, Stefano is here. Hello, Stefano. Hello, Tijen. Hello, Anna. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you too. So nice to see so many people here on a Wednesday night. We are receiving you, says Claire. Thank you very much for that. It's wonderful, Mr. Duncan. There are people here all over the world. Aurora, you are right. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing this, is because it brings so many people together. Isn't it amazing? I never fail to be impressed by technology. I absolutely love it. Of course, there are downsides of technology. There are negative things, as we saw yesterday. There can be things that happen that make people upset or make people feel sad, but not everything is like that. Ekas or Eklas says, I like your personality. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Well, I always try to be happy, because being happy makes life much easier to bear, to be honest. Jewel02 says hello as well. Hello to you all. Thanks for joining me. So it is Wednesday night. We are late and live. Would you like to have a look out the window? Well, here is the view tonight. This is actually the view from around about 7 o'clock this evening. And here it is. So this is the view that we had tonight out of the window. And you can see it's quite cloudy this evening. In fact, at the moment, it's actually raining. So we have rain falling at the moment. And there is the view this evening. So very cloudy. A little chilly as well, to be honest. It doesn't feel very much like spring tonight, if I was completely honest with you. So the weather tonight is a little chilly, a little wet. Oh, look, can you see? There is a pigeon in my garden. I don't know what it's doing, but it seems to be very interested in the cherry blossom tree for some reason. I don't know why. It looks as if it's eating something from the cherry blossom tree. I wonder what it is. So there it is. That is a little snippet, a little excerpt of this evening's view out of the window. I hope you enjoyed that. So lots of people on the live chat coming up tonight. Well, first of all, can I say that tomorrow we have a very busy day, Mr. Steve and myself, because tomorrow we are going to a wedding. It's true. So tomorrow we have a very busy day, which means that tonight's live stream will be a little shorter than usual. And for those who are wondering where Mr. Steve is, don't worry, Mr. Steve will be here at around about 10:30. He will be here. What I'm wondering is, what will Mr. Steve's first words be tonight? What do you think the first thing will be that Mr. Steve says tonight as he arrives? What do you think he will say? Do you think he will say, hello? Do you think he will say, hello everybody? Or do you think he will say, I'm here, I'm here? What do you think? What do you think Mr. Steve's first words will be tonight on the live stream? Please let me know if you think you have an idea. So the live chat is very busy. Oh my goodness. So many people are now on the live chat. Seska says, hello, Mr. Duncan. Nice to see you. Greetings from Barcelona. It is a very long winter. Well, it certainly feels like a long winter here, to be honest. Who is getting married tomorrow? Asks Pedro. Hello, Pedro. Tomorrow it is a friend of Steve's and also myself. It is a person who is a member of the choir in which Mr. Steve is a member. And she is getting married tomorrow, and we have been invited. And Mr. Steve will be singing at the wedding tomorrow. So Mr. Steve has a very busy day tomorrow. So it's a friend of ours called Emma, and she is getting married tomorrow. Abdulaziz says, hello from Saudi Arabia. Hello to you as well, Abdulaziz. Thanks for saying hello. My daughter says she's going to say, I'm here. Yes, I think Mr. Steve's first words tonight will be, I'm here. Or, of course, he might just say, hello. Because that's what he normally says, to be honest. I've got a question about the chocolate. Oh, I see. Have you eaten all of the chocolate? Gosia asks, is there any chocolate left? Can I just tell you now that we won't be eating any chocolate tonight because there is none left. We have eaten all of the chocolate. And yes, I know what you're going to say. Mr. Duncan, eating all that chocolate will make you fat and sick. I know. Can I let you in on a little secret? Mr. Steve at the moment is feeling a little unwell because I think we have eaten too much chocolate. Did you see Steve on Sunday? He was pushing all of that chocolate into his mouth. He was a bit greedy, to be honest, on Sunday. I do apologise for Mr. Steve's gluttony. That's a great word, isn't it? Gluttony. Gluttony means greed, a person who has more than they need of something, quite often referring to food. Gluttony, a person who eats too much. They are very greedy. We describe that behaviour as gluttony. Ooh, very nice. So Mr. Steve is feeling a little, not sick. Mr. Steve isn't sick, but he feels as if he's eaten too much sugar this week. And to be honest with you, I agree with him, to be honest. I think we've both had a little bit too much chocolate this week. So Mr. Steve was a little bit greedy at the weekend. I'm eating chocolate every day this week, says Aurora. Really? Mr. Duncan, will you never say my name correctly? Pitaj Babu. Pitaj Babu. Oh, it's gone now. Pitaj Babu Za. It keeps disappearing from the screen. I'm sorry about that. Have you decided what to wear tomorrow? We are both wearing suits because suits are normally the things you wear. So normally when you go to a wedding, you normally look very smart, very presentable. So normally when you attend a wedding, you normally wear a suit and a tie. Quite often you will look very smart. So that is what I will do tomorrow. In fact, my suit is hanging up just over there, over the other side of the studio. So maybe later I will show you the suit that I'm wearing tomorrow, if I have time. And of course, Mr. Steve will be here soon. Questions tonight. Have you ever been to a wedding? Have you ever been to a wedding ceremony? What do you do in your country? Because I know that around the world, weddings are celebrated in different ways. For example, in China, there are many different things involved during a wedding ceremony. So there's a party before the wedding, and then there's a wedding ceremony, and then there is a lot of food eaten as well. And quite often there will be a very large photograph or a collection of photographs of the bride and also the groom. So lots of pictures around the area in which the meal is taking place. So quite often during a Chinese wedding there will be lots of large photographs of the happy couple. In fact, I think in Chinese culture, because I did live there for over 4 years, photography is a very important part of the wedding ceremony. A little bit like here. Now, many people here have videos made of their wedding. So quite often they will have a professional cameraman, and he or she will film the wedding. And then all of the guests will get a copy of the wedding ceremony. So there you go. So that's normally what happens here and also in China as well. But what about where you are? What do people normally buy as a wedding gift? Because we are going to a wedding tomorrow and we have to give a wedding gift. Of course, it is customary. It is a custom. So when we go to a wedding, normally we will take a gift with us. But the person whose wedding we are going to tomorrow has asked for no presents. Instead, they want money. Yes, they want money. So instead of gifts, tomorrow they have requested that we give money instead. So what happens at weddings in your country? What happens when you go to a wedding? And what do you normally buy as a gift? If you go to a wedding in your country, what do you normally give as a gift? Lots of people on the live chat. It is going by so quickly, I can hardly keep up. There are many steps in Javanese culture, says Harris. Many steps to a Javanese wedding. Mr. Duncan, I tried to find a video related to the party ceremony, but I think you don't have it. Am I right? I'm not sure, actually. In my country, Algeria, there is a party before the ceremony with loads of food, traditional clothes, photographs and videos. It's so special. Thank you, for that. That's very nice. Claire says, at our weddings, people will get drunk and have a fight. Yes, it's a little bit like here. Sometimes, after the wedding ceremony, quite often there will be a party. And normally during that party, lots and lots of alcohol will be consumed. And yes, quite often people will get drunk. So yes, if the couple doesn't have gifts, they will want money. You are correct, Pedro. That's exactly what happens. I hate wedding ceremonies because the receptions are too long. Thank you, Ernesto, for that. Yes, I think the wedding ceremony sometimes can be very long indeed, especially when they are singing lots of songs and there are lots of speeches, and sometimes when they are giving their wedding vows. So each person involved in the marriage, the husband and wife, or should I say the bride and groom, they will give vows. So they will make promises to each other during the wedding ceremony. Quite often they will say, I promise to love you and obey you and cherish you forever and ever, till death us do part. And then quite often there will be a symbol given, a little symbol, normally a ring, will be put on the finger. As you can see, I don't have a ring on my finger. I'm not married. Before anyone asks, because people always ask, Mr. Duncan, are you married? No, I'm not married. Not yet, anyway. How much money is acceptable to give? Well, it just depends, really. It depends on what the money is being used for. So sometimes maybe £10, maybe £20, maybe £100, maybe £50. So it just depends, really. So tomorrow we will not be taking a wedding gift, but we will be taking some money to give. So we are giving a little gift in the form of money. Nicole says, I don't believe in marriage. It is the wrong thing to do, generally. Oh, Nicole, I'm intrigued to find out why you think that. Very interesting, a very interesting point of view. Maybe $150, says Harris. I'm not sure about that. That's a very generous gift, I must admit. Saika says, in food, we serve rice and lentils with meat and sweet rice, and we serve lots of food for 3 days to the guests. Oh, that sounds very nice. That's one of the things I like about a wedding ceremony, because afterwards there is lots of free food. Nowadays, cash is the best gift. Greetings from Algiers. Thank you, Amid, for your comment. Mohammed says, maybe £50. Yes, I must admit, I like your idea. I think £50 is not too bad. Yes, I think that's okay. I think that's a very reasonable amount of money to give. So when you go to a wedding, you normally give a present. So what would you normally give? Of course, there are many gifts that people will present. And to be honest, many of them are things that the couple might have already, such as a toaster or something for the house, or maybe a small wedding gift in the form of a vase, or maybe something to put in their new home. So, to be honest with you, there are many gifts that people give during weddings which are seen as a little bit of a cliche. So, a cliche wedding gift. Some people will give money, of course. In fact, nowadays, many people do like to give money during a wedding service. We serve couscous and a soup called shorba meatballs and salad fruit and tea. Thank you, for that. I must say that sounds very delicious, in fact. Claire says, maybe you can give them a tea towel. Yes, although I'm not sure if that's very generous. Not very generous. Rosa says, the engaged couple make a list of gifts and put some story. So you can go there and you can choose something to give. And that comes from Rosa in Brazil. Yes, we used to have a very similar thing here. The couple would normally make a list of things they want, and then you would choose something from the list, and then when you made your choice, that particular thing was removed from the list. But nowadays, to be honest with you, many newlyweds, many people who are getting married or have just got married, prefer to receive money. I think it is a sign of the times, to be honest. I think it is a sign of the times. I am from Oman. Our culture is quite different. We have henna, which is a type of tattoo. It is beautiful engravings. Oh yes, I've seen henna. It's very beautiful. Normally it is drawn on the arms and on the hands and on the back of the hands. Am I right? Mohammed Chekouri says the Moroccan wedding is among the what? I want to know more. Normally weddings are very boring and everyone eats too much. Thank you, Anna, for that. Yes, I think when we go to a wedding, it is very tempting to drink too much and also eat too much as well. Harris says we normally serve sotu and lamb satay. Can I just tell you something? Satay. I absolutely love satay. It's a kind of food that is normally served on a stick. Normally it is chicken or sometimes lamb, and you serve it on a stick or a skewer. Skewer. It's a great word, that. So a skewer is a long pointed spike that you normally stick into something. You stick it in and then you cook whatever it is you are about to eat over a fire or over a flame, and then you eat it. Satay. Wow. I love chicken satay, and I love it with peanut sauce or peanut dip. Do you know what I mean? It's so delicious. I like it very, very much. Satay is satay in the in the Indonesian language. Yes, I love satay very much. Sukat says, I love lambs, but I prefer them alive rather than on the plate. Okay, Sukat, I understand what you are saying. Mr. Duncan, do you know a man called Bear Grylls? Yes, I do. Yes, he's very famous here in the UK, very famous presenter. He is a survival expert. He talks about how to survive in the wild. Quite often, during his TV programs, he will actually kill an animal in the program. He will kill it and show you how to cook it. Some people don't like that sort of thing. They don't like it at all. Remo, in Italy, for a marriage to give as a gift at least the equivalent money or equivalent to the wedding dinner. Ah, I see, Remo. So when you give the present in the form of the cash or money, it has to be the same value as the wedding dinner. Okay, Remo, that's a good idea. I like that. Yes, that will certainly cut down on the cost of the wedding reception. Very good. I like that. Amid says, I hope and wish to see your wedding soon, Mr. Duncan. My wedding, I'm not sure about that. A lot of people ask if I'm married, but I always say that I'm too happy to get married. I'm too happy. Exactly, yes. Bear Grylls. He presents a program called Man vs. the Wild, to be more precise. My mother adores this TV show. Yes, but I don't like the bits, I don't like the parts where he kills the animals. I must admit, I don't like that. It's a little bit too gruesome. I am Bridget Jones. I am too fat for men. Now, I don't think that's true, because there are men who like larger ladies. There are men who like petite ladies or slim ladies. So it depends, really. So there are many men out there. The tastes of men do vary. So some men do like larger ladies. So don't worry about that. Don't say that, Claire. You are going to get married. Me? No, Sukat, I'm not going to get married. Not tomorrow. I'm going to someone else's wedding tomorrow. Mr. Steve and myself, we are going to a wedding tomorrow, and Mr. Steve will be singing at the wedding as well. He'll be actually singing at the wedding. So we are really looking forward to that. So something we are going to talk about a little later when Mr. Steve arrives, because he will be here very soon. Don't worry, Mr. Steve will be here. We're going to talk about things to do with the word hold. Hold. A very interesting word, and it is one that can be used in many different ways. The rain is falling outside. I can hear the rain on the window. It is raining very heavily outside. In fact, in my back garden, there is actually a little bit of flooding in my garden. We have a lot of water in the garden at the moment. Let's have a look at the live chat. Not only lamb satay, but also traditional snack like nagasari. Oh, I see. I don't know what that is. Oh, I see. I'm very intrigued. We will all come to your marriage, Mr. Duncan, says Saika. Thank you very much for that. Oh, dear. I think I've changed my mind now. I don't think I am ever going to get married now. Hold it for me. Yes, Saeed, you can use hold in the sentence hold it for me. So hold something for me or hold it for me. That means please put it in your hand or carry it or grasp something. You hold, you carry. Yes, hold it for me. I like that one. That's a good one. Jeffrey says, in the UK, it seems to rain all the time. Well, some people think it rains all the time, but sadly, at the moment, we are having a lot of rain over the past few days. Have you ever been to North Africa, such as Algeria or Morocco? No, I haven't. I never have. Here in Argentina, there is more rain coming tomorrow. Oh, between you and me, I am sick. Completely sick of the rain. We've had so much rain recently. Oh, it's too much rain. Belarusia is here. Hello, Belarusia. Thanks for joining me tonight on the live chat. One of my regular viewers. There it is. So uses of the word hold. We can use this word in many ways, in fact. Believe it or not. Hold. For those who are wondering when I am on, you can catch me every Sunday at 2 p.m. live and every Wednesday at 10 p.m. live as well. So there it is. The time, or should I say the times, of my live streams every Sunday 2 p.m, every Wednesday 10 p.m. So everyone will have a chance to join in with the live chat. Talking of which, Here is the live chat. Hold my hand. Yes, please hold my hand. Take hold of my hand. Grasp my hand. So to hold something can also be expressed as grasp. You grasp something. You hold on to something. Hold on, says Gosia, and also I think Belarusa also said the same thing. Hold on. Yes, hold on can be used in many ways as well. Hold on. So that might mean please wait. So we can say hold on, hold on. Wait a moment. Just wait a moment, please. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. So we can use the word hold to mean wait. Normally in the sentence, hold on. So please, hold on. Hold on. Mr. Steve will be here soon. Mr. Duncan, today is the 11th Supreme Judges are judging the Lula case. Our ex-president, the extremely corrupt, which has scammed billions of dollars. I think he's going to take his habeas corpus, or maybe his horribilis corpus, his punishment. That's where the word corporal punishment comes from, I believe. Hold on for one more day. Yes, keep waiting. Hold on for one more day. Hold on for one more minute. Hold on. Don't go. Please, hold on. Don't go just yet. Please, hold on. Do you want to dance and hold my hand? Do you want to dance and hold my hand? Says Pedro. I'm not sure if I do. But maybe a lady would like to. There is a song by the Beatles called I Want to Hold Your Hand. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand. Eklas says hold your dreams. Or of course you can say hold on to your dreams. If you hold on to your dreams, it means you don't let go of your desires. You don't let them go. You hold on to your dreams. You hold them. You don't let them go. I will hold something in my mind, says Blender Ali. Blender, that is a very good example, yes. I will hold it in my mind. So you keep it in your memory. You try to remember something. You hold it in your mind, or of course you hold it in your memory. Oh, I see. It's music, is it, Mr. Duncan? Oh, thank you. Oh, I see. Do you mean the song that you mentioned? The only song that I know with hold in the title is I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. Sukat says, I love the Beatles, especially Paul McCartney. Of course, Paul McCartney was in the Beatles, but also he had a great deal of success afterwards as well, with a group called Wings. And also later on, he had some success as a solo artist as well. Saeed, you can hold something in your heart. Yes, something that is very dear to you or very precious. We can say that you hold it in your heart. Hold it in your heart. There is also hold up. Thank you, Jeffrey, for that. Yes, hold up. We can use the word hold in the sentence or phrase hold up. Hold up means delay or something that stops you from doing the thing you want to do, normally in the form of some sort of delay. So we can say, maybe if you are driving home from work in your car, you might phone your wife or husband and say, "Hello, darling, I'm going to be late tonight. I'm stuck in a hold-up. There is a hold-up on the motorway. There is a traffic hold-up." That means the traffic has been delayed. It has slowed down or even stopped. So yes, very good. I like these examples, by the way. Mr. Steve has just returned. I can hear his car in the driveway. So for all those who are wondering, what will be Mr. Steve's first words tonight? What will be Mr. Steve's first words tonight? What will they be? Some people are saying hello, because normally that's what Mr. Steve says when he arrives. He just says hello. So let's see what Mr. Steve says as he enters the studio. Let's see. By the way, can I say a big thank you to all those who kept the secret on Sunday? Do you remember last week I showed you the Easter egg that I had bought for Mr. Steve? Thank you very much for keeping the secret. Thank you for not telling Mr. Steve on Sunday that I had got him an Easter egg. Thank you very much. You are all very wonderful, to be honest. So it sounds as if Mr. Steve has just arrived. Michael Jackson had a song called Hold My Hand. Oh, I see. Yes, I think that was one of the songs that was released after he died. I'm here. I am here. Oh, I see. Yes. Thank you, Saika. Thank you for that. Could you please give us examples of the following phrase? I don't rule something out. If you rule something out, it means you don't think it will be included. So if you do rule something out, it means you think it won't happen or you think it won't be included. But of course, you can say the opposite. You can say that I don't think it will be ruled out, or I don't think it will be ruled out. So you think it will be included. It is the opposite. So to rule out something means to expel or to exclude or to remove from the list. You rule it out. You say it won't happen. It won't occur. It definitely won't happen. It has been ruled out. Ruled out. So I hope that helps. Live chat is very busy. I have been waiting for you, Mr. Duncan. How can I contact you? I have an email address. Also, I have a Facebook page as well. And you can find me live on YouTube every Wednesday at 10 p.m. UK time. And also on Sunday at 2 p.m. UK time. So there is always a chance, there is always an opportunity for you to get involved with the live chat. And guess what? Can you guess what's happened now? There is someone outside my studio door. He is waiting patiently to come in. Of course, we all know who it is. It's the man who tomorrow will be starring. He will be starring at a very special wedding ceremony, and I will be there as well as a guest. And if you want to see my suit that I'll be wearing tomorrow, I will show you it tonight. Okay, would you like to see the suit? But first of all, something even more important than that. It's Mr. Steve.
Oh, Mr. Duncan. Mr. Duncan, hello, and hello everyone, late and live.
Yes.
Oh, you've done a little, what would you call that? A little poster?
Well, it's been there for weeks.
Oh, that just shows you what notice I take.
That's been there for ages. Every week.
Oh.
Every week. That is there.
By the way, I heard you say that I'm starring at the wedding. I'm not really starring. I should think the stars would be the bride and the bridegroom.
Really?
Yes, I'm just singing in the choir along with about a dozen of us.
But you will be there singing.
Yes.
Even if you are in a group.
I don't think the bride and the bridegroom would like to hear you describe me as the star.
Well, of course, the bride and the groom will be the star of the wedding, but we are going to one tomorrow. It's been a long time since I've been to a wedding. A very long time.
When was the last time we went to a wedding?
I think about 6 years.
6 years?
Maybe 5.
Oh, my cousin got married. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, about... I can't remember her name now. It was one of...
Slightly embarrassing.
Well, I can't remember. Well, they're your relations, not mine.
I can't remember their names either.
Oh, I see. So whose wedding are we going to tomorrow?
Some friends of mine from... I used to be in a choir in Birmingham, and they were both in it, and we became friends. And in fact, I used to sit by him. He was a tenor, and he used to sit by me. And she's a soprano, and she was over on the other side. And they met there, and they're getting married.
So the soprano sings very high.
Yes, very high, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't do that. Oh, I've gone deaf now. I've gone completely deaf. And
yes, they're the highest.
What's the other one?
What's
your other friend? What does he sing?
He's tenor, so that's a high man's voice.
That's a high man voice.
Yes,
but it's not as high as soprano.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, but the tenors are almost exactly an octave lower than the soprano, so they're the highest voice.
Because you're a tenor.
I'm a tenor, so the soprano's the highest voice. Then you've got the alto ladies, they're a bit lower. And then you've got the men, you've got the tenors, they're a bit lower than the altos, but they're high for a man's voice. And then you've got the basses, which are the low, the very low notes. No.
We sing the low notes.
Yes, and they go really low. They make the furniture vibrate.
What's a baritone?
A baritone is the same range as a tenor, but they've got a different tone.
Oh, okay.
So a baritone, probably they wouldn't sing as high as a tenor would normally sing. They can sing that high, but their tone is a much richer tone.
So I always make the mistake of thinking that bass and baritone are the same. So in fact, the baritone is nearer to the tenor.
Well, you can have bass. You can have. I mean, there's the four. You've got soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. But then you can have things in between. So you can have a mezzo soprano,
Ooh.
which is a sort of a not quite as high as the highest soprano. And you can have first tenor, second tenor, first alto, second alto. The first is slightly higher. So you can have lots of different grades. And then you can have a baritone, and then you can have a bass baritone. So a bass baritone is got more of the low notes.
This sounds like a subject for Sunday.
Oh yes, it could be. We could talk music.
So on Sunday, we're going to talk about... I think we will talk about this on Sunday, a little bit more about music, because you're very interested in music. I'm interested in music. Steve performs music. I prefer to listen to music. So I don't perform music. I don't sing.
Although you've got a very good voice, Mr. Duncan.
You always say that.
Yes.
You're very kind to say that, Mr. Steve. Very kind indeed.
Yes, we can. If people are interested and want to talk about sort of English words associated with sort of music, then we can talk about that. It'd be interesting to know if anybody watching is in a choir or sings or is involved in music at all. By the way, Mr. Duncan, is that what you're wearing to the wedding tomorrow?
Is this? This is definitely not. This is not what I'm wearing tomorrow for the wedding. Don't worry. So no, I have a lovely suit. I will show you the suit in a few moments. You might recognise it, actually. Let's have a look at the live chat, Steve.
Somebody's just saying, what songs are you going to sing tomorrow? Well, in the choir, we're going to sing. If you've heard of John Rutter. He's a very, very prolific writer of choir music. Prolific, that means he does a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be singing sort of music by... the bride and bridegroom want us to sing about 4 songs when they're signing the register, signing all the documents, the legal documents in the church. That's traditional for something to happen during that period, because during that period the bride and bridegroom have to go off in a different room and everyone's just sort of sitting there waiting for that to happen. So they like to fill that gap of time, which is 5 or 6, 7, 8 minutes, with something.
When you say, what do you mean by that? So the bride and the groom go off to different places?
No, what happens is that they come down the aisle.
Oh, they walk down.
They walk down. So they'll come down to that, although I don't think they're having that. And then there's the ceremony, you know, and they exchange the vows and the rings and all that sort of thing. And then after that, they say, pronounce you man and wife, you may kiss the bride. So after they do that, they go off and then they have to sign some legal documents.
Ah, I see now, I see. So that's like the register.
Signing of the register, it's called.
So they have to record the marriage on a document.
In a formal document.
Just to show that the marriage is now legal.
So they go off into a little room somewhere, do that, but then they come back again and then walk back down the aisle. But during that period, what are the congregation going to do? They just sort of get a bit bored.
So they just listen to the songs.
So normally they either have a choir or some soloist will sing during that little gap to entertain the audience.
That sounds good.
Congregation's the wrong word, really. It's more of an audience, really, because it's not a religious. Well, it is religious. But
well, yes, because a wedding ceremony is seen as a religious ceremony, isn't it? I mean, that's the basis of it, actually, as I understand it. It is a religious ceremony.
Just trying to remember one of the ones we're singing tomorrow. Somebody asked. We're going to be singing a John Rutter song, I Will Sing with the Spirit. It's a well-known one.
Okay.
We're going to sing the theme from a television show which was starred Dawn French.
It wasn't the Vicar of Dibley.
Vicar of Dibley.
The Vicar of Dibley.
I can't remember the name of the song now.
I'm sure no one will know what the Vicar of Dibley is.
But it's if you're in choirs, you'll have probably sung it. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. Someone can Google it while we're on.
Ahmed is going to bed. Good night. Oh. Good night, Ahmed. I will watch the rest of your live stream tomorrow. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Sleep
night.
tight.
Good
Mind
night.
the bugs don't bite.
Good night, Ahmed.
Blender says I'm talking very fast. I'll try and slow down. I'm often accused of talking too quickly.
But that's one of the good things about having Steve here, because my pace, my speed of speech is a little slower, but that is my normal speech speed. So this is how I normally speak. A lot of people think that I put this on for the live stream, but I don't. This is how I normally speak. But Mr. Steve tends to speak a little faster. But I think that's a very good way of practicing your listening, and that's one of the hardest things to do when you're learning English.
Yes.
So it's all right reading, it's all right speaking, but to get those things to work, you also need to learn how to listen to what is being said and understand what is being said. So listening is a very big part. So my speed of speech is a little slower, and Mr. Steve's speed is a little faster.
Can be, definitely.
I think it would be fair to say.
And you're going to be filming, aren't you, tomorrow?
I'm hoping to do some filming tomorrow. I hope to be doing some filming. I will try not to get in the way, because I'm not an official photographer. I'm not an official photographer, but I will be there with my mobile phone. Yes. So I will try my best not to get in the way. Would you like to have a look at my suit that I'm wearing tomorrow? Do you want to see it?
Yes.
I think many people will recognise it, to be honest. So I think you will know which suit it is. I bet people already know which one it is. Wait there.
This could be interesting. I think Mr. Duncan is going to wear his suit, and he's going to wear his hat with it. Because, you know, Mr. Duncan, he doesn't go anywhere without his baseball cap. So it'll be very interesting to see the reaction of people tomorrow. Maybe when you're filming, Mr. Duncan, you will have the suit on, but then you will put the cap on so that your viewers, when you watch it, will know it's you.
Okay.
So there we go.
First of all, here are my pants.
Oh my goodness!
Can you see the pants? So there they are, and there's a hat there as well.
You're not really going to wear that hat, are you?
So there.
You can't wear a hat inside a church anyway unless you're a woman.
You might be able to see the stripes on the trousers. So there are the trousers. They are very stripy. And you might recognise the jacket. So there is the jacket. I will be wearing this tomorrow with this tie.
What's a snazzy tie?
That's yours.
Snazzy. It is mine. I remember you wearing that.
This is actually Mr. Steve's tie, but I love this tie so much.
I think Mr. Duncan is going to look like a bank manager.
That's not very nice.
Bank managers tend to wear stripy suits.
Although, to be honest, I will be taking the smiley face off.
I would.
So I will remove the smiley face. Although, having said that, I might leave it on.
Maybe put it on in the evening.
I think a lot of people would like that. So there it is. And I might wear the hat. So there is a nice hat, a black hat to go with the jacket, you see.
Belarusia says, my New Year resolution is to understand what Mr. Steve says.
Oh, I see.
I will try and talk a little more slowly and a little more clearly.
Clearly, you must project like an actor.
Yes, what a wonderful tie, thank you, it's mine.
Yeah, this is one of Mr. Steve's ties, but to be honest, I do like Mr. Steve's ties.
He's borrowing it.
He has. I like this one. This looks like a television that's gone wrong. You know when you look at a TV screen and it goes wrong, so maybe you lose the channel or something is wrong with the television. It looks like the television has got some interference. That's why I like this tie. So that's what I'm wearing tomorrow. But the big question is, we've also got to give a present, haven't we?
Yes.
So we were looking for some ideas earlier. A lot of people have actually said, give money.
Well, that's what they've asked for. They actually have asked for money. Traditionally, in weddings in the UK, you wouldn't ask for anything in specifically. You would be invited to a wedding and you would just bring something like a toaster. Was always a funny present that people used to give back in the 1970s and 1980s. Of course, but nowadays bride and bridegrooms tend to send out a list in the UK. Oh, we want this for our home, and they'll send out a list of things. They might want a coffee maker, or they might want a set of kitchen knives, or some cutlery, or something like that. So they'll give suggestions of things that they haven't got that they might want you to buy for them, which I suppose is a good idea because then you're not wasting money. But these days, particularly in the UK, a lot of people know each other for a long time and they just get married. They've been together for maybe several years. So they might already be living together and have everything that they need in the house. So this particular couple have asked us, will we donate some money towards their honeymoon?
Donate.
Give money as a gift
I like
towards their honeymoon.
They should start maybe one of these Indiegogo campaigns.
There we go. Psycha has said washing machine, sewing machine, that sort of thing.
Yes, that's a good one. Washing machine, something useful, something
useful,
something practical.
But of course, if these two that I know have known each other for many years and they live together, so I don't think buying them a washing machine, which is why that they've said, can we give money towards the honeymoon?
Yes.
And they both got very good jobs. But we were thinking, weren't we, how much shall we give?
Now, my idea, and a lot of people agreed with me because I did mention this earlier on the live chat, and a lot of people said around about
£5?
Not £5, a little bit more than that, around about 50.
Yes.
So a lot of people seem to think £50 seems to be the right amount.
That's what I've drawn out of the bank. Although I don't think cash. Do you think I should give cash or a cheque?
I think cash is okay.
Really?
But you must give it in something that looks presentable. So what I would suggest is if you're giving cash, is to put it inside a card. So you have a card, you put the cash inside, and then you put it in a very nice envelope. So you give it to them like that. You don't just hand them the money.
While they're coming down the aisle. Oh, by the way, here's 50 quid for your...
Maybe everyone can throw money instead of confetti.
Yes.
So when they come out of the church, maybe everyone can just throw money at them.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So I hope they're probably not watching, because I would imagine they're getting ready for the wedding tomorrow.
I don't think they're watching us.
No, I don't think they even know we do this. We'll have to tell them. £50, that's what they're getting.
The night before their wedding. The night before their wedding, they're
watching.
Do you think that anyone would be sitting watching us two the night before your wedding? I mean, to be honest, it would put you off everything, wouldn't it? Really.
Amazon, it says in Saudi Arabia, they give money and some gold. Ooh, maybe when I get married, I'll go to Saudi Arabia and someone will give me some gold.
I like the sound of that. If there are anyone in Saudi Arabia that wants to get married.
So not oil then. You don't get given oil.
You don't get a barrel of oil poured over you. Maybe as you come out.
That was a joke.
Oh, okay. Who said that?
No, I did. I just said it. I'm just saying it was a joke.
I thought you were reading it.
No offence, just a joke.
Okay, then no offence. Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve, what about if a person is sick and we will go with flowers or juice? Or shall we give them money? I don't think money is really useful if a person is sick.
Well, you see, they could be... In the UK, of course, we get free health care. We pay so much comes out of our wages a month, and it all goes towards... So you get free health care, but in some countries... In a lot of countries where the healthcare isn't free, it may be appropriate to bring some money to help to pay for their costs of their medical care.
I see. Okay, then.
Maybe that's what the person that was gone now was alluding to.
Oh, I see. Saika.
Yes.
So there we can. Yes, we'll go with flowers, juice, or should we give some money? Yes. Well, maybe you could take some money if they need some money for the health,
for the healthcare,
or the medicine to make them well. Yes. Here they throw rice at the church, not confetti. Well, here sometimes they throw rice as well, but I think most people throw confetti. Although, having said that.
Got any.
Having said that, it has become, in some places, they request you not to throw confetti anymore. So some churches actually have banned confetti. This is what's happening now in the UK. We just love banning things, to be honest.
Maybe we should throw birdseed.
The next thing they'll be doing, they'll be banning the honeymoon because it's waking the neighbours up. All of that squeaking of the bed. It's keeping the neighbours awake. So maybe eventually they'll ban the honeymoon. They'll say, I'm sorry, you can't have your honeymoon tonight. You will keep us awake with all of the squeaking.
Well, all right, Mr. Duncan, that's taking it a bit far. Doesn't make sense anyway because they're abroad. I think we should throw bird seed at the bride and bridegroom because then afterwards the birds will come along and peck all the seed away, and that's cleared it up.
Maybe I could just throw pieces of bread at them, and then the birds can eat that.
Just some sunflower seeds. It looks like rice. That's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll take a handful of bird food.
I could throw peanuts at them.
Peanuts, sunflower seeds, and then it's self-cleaning. The birds will come along afterwards, and you're feeding the birds at the same time. I'll probably... Thank you, Mr. Steve. You get my point. Yes, I can't remember what the point is now, but thank you for thanking me that I got the point.
Goodness knows what the point was.
But can we scroll back?
Just give me a second, because it looks as if we've just have...
I think it was about the giving money to... it was Saika. There we go. Yes, give money. Yes, yes. So we guessed right. Thanks for explaining that.
Caradas says you can give £50 in a gold case. I'm not sure. I'm also not sure about that.
How about in this empty water bottle? I'll paint it gold.
Yes, that's a good idea. We can just could throw bottles of water at them. And then they can take the water away and drink it during their honeymoon because they will be very, very thirsty.
How long, Peachaj Babu says, how long will you stay at the wedding? Well, we've been invited. It starts at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's the wedding ceremony at 12. Then afterwards, we're going somewhere else because they've got like a supper, a meal. So that's, I think, at about 3 o'clock. And then in the evening, they've got like sort of a dance, I think.
A disco.
Yes, I think there's probably a disco going on. That usually happens. So really, we will be there all day from 12 o'clock till probably about... Well, we'll probably leave 9 o'clock, something.
It looks as if we're in for a very busy day.
It does, yes.
And that's the reason why we'll be cutting this short tonight. So we will be going in around about 10 minutes. So only another 10 minutes and then we will go because we have an early start tomorrow. Although we're not going very far away. We're actually going to the place I was raised at or in. Yes. I was raised in Stafford. So we're going to my hometown tomorrow for the wedding. But will we have time to see my mum? That's the big question. Because it looks like we're going to have a very busy day. And, of course, the reception after the wedding is at night. So I'm hoping somewhere tomorrow we can squeeze in a visit to me mummy.
That would be nice.
It would be nice. So,
perhaps, yes.
So if my mum's watching, Mum, we might see you tomorrow. It just depends. It depends on many things. It depends if Mr. Steve eats too much wedding cake and gets sick. Because all week we've been eating lots of sugary things.
Oh.
We mentioned this earlier before you arrived. Yes. So we've been eating a lot of chocolate this week and you were feeling ill.
I wasn't very well after the live show on Sunday.
Yeah, you were... Well, and today. Even today you said, I don't feel very well. I think I've eaten too much chocolate.
Yes.
But then you did eat a lot on Sunday. Did you see Steve? He was shoving it into his mouth.
Anyway, I'm better now.
Good. You can't be sick tomorrow. You've got to perform.
Akinator has got an English exam tomorrow.
Akinator. My teacher and Mr. Steve, I have an English exam tomorrow. Oh, Akinator... good luck with your exam tomorrow.
Yes, good luck.
Is it written or is it oral? So is it an oral exam or a written exam? So please let me know. The Mexico people used to throw rice to the couple out of the church, but the tradition has been changed by ringing little bells. The rice has been banned. Yes, I would imagine that if you throw rice everywhere, it might attract rats and mice, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've had rats before because Mr. Duncan, he likes to put a lot of bird food out and it attracts the rats.
Caradas says Stafford. Yes, Stafford. That is where I was born and raised, and that's where we're going tomorrow for the wedding.
We are indeed.
It is. It is true. 5 minutes.
Written. It's a written exam. Akinator says, well, it's very good because your English is very good. So I think you've passed already.
So yes, Akinator, good luck with your written English exam tomorrow. Let me know how you get on.
Yes, let us know on Sunday.
Please. Claire likes chocolate very much. I bet you do.
We've eaten far too much chocolate.
Apparently the best part of the wedding is the honeymoon. Well, not for the guests, unless they're watching. Of course, maybe they're watching. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what sort of weddings you go to.
Oh, Blender! It sounds like you had a nice honeymoon. Well, it should be the best part, really.
I don't know if the honeymoon should be a public thing.
Mind you, these I say these days. That sounds a bit silly when I say that.
These days,
But in this country, probably isn't the case in other countries. I don't know. Be interesting to know. But most people who get married now, well, traditionally you were a virgin.
oh,
Were you not when you got
oh,
married?
blimey! Well, that's why the bride always wears white.
Exactly. But nowadays, I don't think that's very often the case at all.
Because the white, of course, symbolises purity,
Purity, virginity.
virginity.
So, and a lot of people in the UK now don't go to church on a regular basis, but they still want to get married in a church. So it's a little hypocritical. So
Well-
they get married and then they never go again.
But this is very interesting because many years ago, I remember growing up during the 1970s, that if two people were living together as if they were married, but they weren't married, it was considered very, very bad, very sinful. They would even say that the two people were living in sin,
Oh, it was frowned upon.
frowned upon. It was looked down upon. It was so people would always say, yes, they're living together. They're living together and they're not even married.
It was scandalous.
It's disgusting.
Probably up until the 1960s, it certainly was. And if you had a baby out of wedlock before you were married, well, you could be cast out of the family.
Yes.
Morocco, looks like we've got interesting weddings in Morocco.
Oh.
2 people have said that they're very nice weddings in Morocco.
Okay.
And on Friday, Mohammed's going to one. Alex says, what is the most common alcoholic beverage in an English wedding?
Well, normally when the people celebrate the actual wedding, normally during the meal, there is often champagne.
Champagne, popping the corks.
So they get the bottle of champagne and they. I can't do the sound of whether it's sort of like this. It's sort of like that.
That's it. Yeah, so if they've got if they've got money, then we'll have champagne. Of course, it might not be champagne. It could be a cheaper version, like Carver, that we might not know. But wine would be a popular drink.
Cheap champagne.
have.
Maybe cheap champagne.
Maybe we'll find out.
We'll find out. I'm not an expert on champagne. I mean, normally it gives me indigestion.
Only if the because of course the other tradition for weddings in England is that the bride's father would pay for the wedding in full, all of it.
So traditionally, the bride's dad would have to pay the bill for everything.
For everything. And certainly when we grew up, that was the case. But as years have moved on now, and certainly today, I think it's split 50-50.
Yes.
Or the people getting married pay for a lot of it as well.
And that's the reason why they ask for money as gifts. So maybe they pay for the wedding first, and then they receive the gifts of money, and then that helps to pay all of the bills for the wedding. So sometimes it's put towards the honeymoon, and sometimes it helps to pay for the wedding itself, the wedding and also the reception afterwards.
Claire says the best thing about a wedding is the fight afterwards.
There's normally a lot of fighting taking place.
Yes, that's funny.
When people drink too much, they often get into a bit of a fight. Some people end up fighting at the end because they're a bit drunk.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to this tomorrow, aren't we?
Yes, that's quite common because sometimes lots of families come together and probably people in families don't meet very often, and there's rivalry and past arguments that have taken place, and then they meet. And then alcohol, it's a toxic, potentially a toxic mix.
It is a lethal mix. Drink and rowdy men that are very noisy.
Jeff says, have a few drinks and do your puddle dance.
Oh, yes, the puddle dance. Where is it? I've got the puddle dance here somewhere. I'm a bit worried, though, because if I play it, we might break the encoder.
Family Feuds, yes.
Yeah, here's the puddle dance for those who are wondering what it is. And I hope I don't break the encoder. We are going very soon, Mr. Steve and Mr. Duncan, on a Wednesday night. Don't forget you can catch us here live every single Wednesday from 10 p.m. UK time. And of course on Sunday we are here from 2 p.m. UK time. Don't forget they're both UK time, so don't forget to check what time you are going to be around when I am live. That sounds pretty good to me.
Anna says, will there be a wedding cake? I certainly hope so.
There had better be a wedding cake.
And Greenland says, are you in Greenland? Greenland says, what denomination of church? It'll be a Church of England.
Church of England, it's a Christian church, but of course it's the Church of England, which was formed by Henry VIII when he wanted to marry lots and lots of women and chop their heads off one by one.
Good night, Nicole.
I think that might be the most succinct and brief explanation of the formation of the Church of England ever in the history of human beings. I thought I was quite impressed by that. Hello, teacher Mr. Duncan, Mr. Steve. Do you love poems? Yes, we love poems. I like writing poetry. Sometimes I write my own poems.
Mohammed says, living with someone without a legal document is risky because the couple might split and it may lead to a bad effect on them. Well, in the UK, if a couple have been together and they're not married for a certain period of time, I don't know how many years it is, I think it's 3 or 4, then the partners can actually still claim part of their estate, even though they're not married.
Yes, they call them common law. So if a man and a woman are together for a long period of time and they separate, in law they can still claim a part of each other's money.
Yes,
especially if they've been putting their money into the house or to buy the house. And so we might call someone a common law wife. So common law means that they are not married, but they are judged in law to be equivalent
or nearly equivalent
as being married.
Yes, that is what happens in the UK. So if the man splits up with the woman, she can go to court and claim that they were essentially married and that she'd put so much into the relationship. They may even have children. And I don't know how it works in terms of exactly how the split in the assets would occur.
50-50?
But I mean, certainly it may be 50-50, but I mean, I know colleagues at work who are getting divorced from a you know, they are married and they're getting divorced, and the wife quite often now will get certainly more than 50%.
This is very good, by the way. We're going to a wedding tomorrow and Steve's talking about divorce.
Anna, yes, Anglican, that's correct.
Church of England, Anglican Church.
Yes. It won't be Catholic.
It won't be Catholic.
So the opposite would be the opposite, but the other way would be, it's not going to be Catholic.
The opposite of
Church
Catholic.
Church of England, Anglican.
Is there an opposite of Catholic?
Atheist.
Yes, well, the opposite of all religions is atheist, I think.
Yes.
You'll find. Sarika says, what is the conversation, Mr. Duncan? Well, first of all, we are going in a moment, so the conversation has already taken place.
Convention was in British Constitution. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know. In British Constitution, maybe you are referring to law.
Yes, just explain that a bit more to us. What you mean?
I think
by
what
that.
sometimes happens on the live chat, some people are watching a little bit behind, so they're watching the live stream, but a little bit before this moment. So they may be saying things or answering questions or comments about things we said earlier.
Oh, Mohammed, Duncan wasn't. Mr. Duncan wasn't ignoring your comment. It's just that there are so many. We can't always read them all out. We've explained this before, so it's not that we're ignoring some comments. It's just that we can't physically always comment on everything.
No, I think Mohammed Cherokee is joking.
Oh right, I see.
There's some little see the little the smiley face at the end means we're joking.
Yes.
Those emojis are very important.
Artem doesn't want to get married at all.
No,
I don't blame you.
I think Artus is very sensible.
It's not suitable for everybody, and not everybody wants to. Oh yes, Caridas is Elizabeth I. Yes. Right. I'm not sure what to say there. Right. Okay.
They were opposing each other. So Elizabeth I and Mary of Scotland, or Mary
Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots. Yes, they were.
Right.
They were like opposing each other.
Yes, I think one was Protestant and one was Catholic.
That's it. That was the big rift.
Yes.
That was the big split that occurred. And of course, Henry VIII wanted to have as many wives as possible. So he separated this country from the rule of the Catholic Church. And so he created his own church, basically, the Church of England.
That's right.
So then he could divorce as many of his wives, and now and again he would chop their heads off as well, just to make sure that there was no there was no coming back.
Yeah, I think you're quite clever to know about that. I'm guessing Mary was the Catholic, and Elizabeth was the Protestant. But there we go. Was Elizabeth one of the daughters of Henry VIII?
Elizabeth I,
I don't know.
As I understand.
Oh, I'm showing my ignorance now.
Anyway, we are going in a moment because it's coming up to 20 past. Steve's getting so excited. Steve said to me earlier, he said, I will come on, but only for a few minutes. And you can't stop talking now.
Claire has realised that I'm a MI6 double agent. She's seen me before. Yes, that's only because you were another double agent working for another country.
You haven't got any Novichok on you, have you?
No, I haven't. No, we could end on a very nice note there, where Sukat said that her husband and I fell in love instantly.
Oh, I see.
It was love at first sight. How lovely. That's a nice story to end on.
Yes, I think we will end on that story. So we've been together since November 1987. We got married in July 1990. Oh, we share so much in common. Music, animals. Isn't that great? Thank you, Sukat. I think that is a nice place to start to finish. By the way, our friend Martin has just joined.
Martin sings. Hello again, Martin.
Hello, Martin.
We're just going.
You've come back for more. You must be a glutton for punishment.
Oh, have you looked at your emails, Martin? Because Phoenix look like they're getting back together again. He'll know what that means. Have a look at your emails. If you haven't got it, I'll send it to you.
Excuse me, Steve. This is not your personal message board. They're sending messages personally.
Don't join Bilston yet. There's a meeting. Have a look at your emails.
So the messages don't... All right, calm down. Goodness me.
Oh, it's all right.
You get so excited.
James Bond. I don't think James Bond is bald.
This is the person earlier who complained to me because, oh, don't be too late, will you? Don't go on too long. And he can't stop talking.
I know, I'm excited now. Claire. Oh yes, Claire. It's going to be as long as she's. Claire's going to join us on Sunday, as long as she's not burning to death of radiation.
I don't know
what plot are you planning.
Claire is what we call a pessimist.
I'll have to no, because she was on about us being a double agent.
Yes, I know, but I'm just saying. Yes, but I've been here all night on the live chat.
Oh.
Yes, so yes, I've got a little bit more information.
I'll have to get my my satellite
What?
hovering over you, Claire, to see
Yes.
what you're up to.
Yes. Back in Indonesia, if you don't get married, you'll be seen as a disgrace. I don't like it when society judges me. We have the right to get married whenever we want, says Shingo Kessel. Thank you very much for that.
How long have you been married, Sue Cat?
My husband is a musician. He plays the
Exciting.
electric bass, jazz, bossa nova. So the electric bass, do you mean the guitar, bass guitar?
I presume so.
Everything. He plays everything. I love it. Oh, it sounds like your husband is very talented.
Yes, look what Cinco says. Back in Indonesia, if you don't get married, you'll be seen as a disgrace.
Yeah, I've just read that.
Yeah. Oh, have you?
Yes.
Oh.
I just read that out completely.
I didn't hear that at all.
Okay, then I think Steve had one of his moments where he phases out. He fades away from reality.
It used to be like that over here a bit. If you didn't get married, you were seen as something was wrong with you.
Yes, in
Now
China.
it doesn't matter.
Oh my goodness, I could tell you some stories about China. I could tell you so many stories about how unhappy people are in their marriages in China.
Ah.
It really is. I could write a book. I could write a book just about marriages in China and how terrible many of them are. Trust me.
Well, we sort of used to have sort of arranged marriages in this country, years ago.
Yes.
So, I mean, we often say in this country that we don't agree with it, but it used to happen in this country.
Yes, they were arranged, but they were mutual arrangements, and quite often there was a lot of money involved. So I believe they call it a dowry.
That's it, yes.
So normally there was a dowry involved, and that was a large amount of money that was exchanged. And of course, in royalty, they used to marry their children when they were still little. So they would promise one of their children to someone else in another country. And this is the royal family here in the UK, the British royal family, 500 or 600 years ago. But still, that used to happen here. So they would promise a child to marry another child in another country, or sometimes the other person was much older. So some very strange things used to happen right here.
Claire says, are Chinese marriages arranged?
They are quite often, and that's the reason why I mention it. And you will be surprised, or not surprised, how many Chinese marriages are very, very unhappy marriages. Although some people might say, you could say that about British marriages. Well, you might, but those people aren't forced together. Forced.
No.
I could tell you some very horrific stories, but I won't.
Oh, I don't know why I said ooh.
Ooh.
Are we off?
Oh, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what you were getting.
Sue Cat's given us, you can watch videos of the Horatio Burgess Trio.
Horatio Burgess Trio.
My husband is the bald one.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, you have a bald husband.
A bit like me.
You have a bald husband. You like baldies.
You mean he's very attractive, virile?
I knew Steve was going to say I knew you were going to say virile.
Well, we all are. Everybody wants a bald man.
Do they?
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's not what I've heard.
We're revered in some countries.
So what about Emma? Is Emma's husband bald?
I haven't seen him for 7 years. He might be bald. He might be going bald.
Yes.
He might be balding.
If he's a redhead, he probably is bald.
I don't know. I haven't seen him for 7 years.
Because redheads go bald very young.
I haven't seen him for 7 years. Anyway.
Look at Prince Harry and Prince William. They're both bald now. Both bald. Redheads, bald. True.
Jack says, mind giving me a shout out? Do you think, Jack, do you want to be mentioned? Is that why you said that?
Jack Mehoff. would you mind giving me a shout out? Hello, Jack Mehoff or Mehoff, saying, please give me a shout out. Sukat says, I used to love very long-haired boys. But what was the hair on their head? But love is love. You can't stop it. No, you can't hold back love. If it happens, it happens. It was meant to be.
So he had long hair and now he's lost it.
Yes.
Well, yes. It happens.
It happens. It happens to some of us. We're going now.
Right.
Oh, dear. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just speaking normally.
Steve has these sudden bursts of energy, which is very strange at 11:25 at night.
Well, I suppose I've had a few days off, so I've got more energy.
Oh, yes, because Steve's been on holiday this week, so you've been kind of relaxing and eating lots of chocolate.
Sort of relaxing.
So we will be back on Sunday. See you at Sunday or on Sunday at 2 p.m. So there you can see there, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. Don't forget, we are live on Sunday. I think we will talk about some musical terms. I like those. Baritone, soprano, mezzo, intermezzo, all of that.
Intermezzo? No, that's no.
No, but I don't know about it. You're the expert.
We might talk about uses of the word set.
Yes.
We keep saying we're going to talk about it, and then we keep running out of time. We said last Wednesday
about 4 times
we were
now.
going to talk about uses of the word set on Sunday.
4 times we've tried to talk about the word set, and each time we've run out of time.
We have.
Or the actual live stream crashed. So we will try to do that on Sunday. But
No.
I make no promises.
I won't drink and drive, Claire. I definitely won't do that.
Also on Sunday, I hope we will have some video footage from the wedding.
Yes.
Unless they throw us out.
And you can see if Mr. Duncan is wearing his baseball cap with his pinstripe suit.
Of course I am. I'm going to be the only one there. I will set a new trend. I will, honestly. So we're going now, coming up to 1:30. Shall we just wait till 1:30?
Yes. I don't know why I look behind me.
There's a clock in front of you.
There's a clock in front of me. Oh.
It's coming up to 1:30, so we will wait for a couple of more moments. Anyone want to say anything? Anyone want to say anything? Here's your last moment to say something. Hello says, oh, hang on. I think that might be Mr. Can you see that?
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's a real name. Martin says sopranos. Mr. Steve is a soprano, especially when he wears his tight underpants.
Yes, I can talk very high if I want to.
Oh, dear. That's right in my ear. Thanks and have a good time tomorrow. We will have a super time at the wedding. Have a good time at the wedding. Thank you, Sukat. Please, can you tell me what the best way to learn English is by films? Listen very carefully, read the subtitles, try to remember words as you watch. And if you find any words that you don't know the meaning of, write them down. Write them down and find out what they mean. So that's it. It's time to go.
Time to go.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
See you all on Sunday.
See you on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time.
UK time.
UK time. That's what I said. I think.
You did. I just repeated it.
UK time. Not your time, but UK time. It's the time in the UK. 2 p.m. UK time this Sunday. It is Mr. Duncan and, of course,
Mr. Steve
saying thank you so much for following us for the last 1.5 hours. I've been standing here, and Mr. Steve has been here for just under an hour. So I hope...
Akinator, yes, we would like to hear your poem, but we'll have to wait until Sunday, so come back on Sunday.
That's it. Tell us on Sunday.
Tell us on Sunday.
Give us your poem on Sunday, because we're going now. Mr. Steve is getting tired, and so am I. My legs have already gone to sleep, to be honest. Have a good day. See you later. And, of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Well... we'll do it together, but try and do it together, and you don't have to shout.
Give me a countdown.
So the tip is not to shout. So say it as you would normally say it. Okay? So, until next time, you know what's coming next. Ta-ta for now.